days. So many wonders. There's more that could be said. This what happened. He was tried as an innocent man. On the third day, he rose on the world. He rose. He rose. He rose. Heritage Center, and we are getting ready. All right, my phone trying to act up on me, but we're over here at the Temple Hall African American Heritage Center, and we're getting ready to hear our Democratic Party talk and encourage you to vote blue. She walking to the door. Yeah. Miss Liz, I'm the one be emailing all that stuff.
Good. I'm so glad.
Okay.
I am so glad.
I didn't even know about this. They didn't even say nothing about it second Saturday. Crazy. Yeah. All right, we got our Democratic Party over here. I'm gonna try the video and hope the camera does right. I'm gonna try the video. Ladies, I hope everything works out right. Bell Edwards is supposed to be a special guest here today. The young lady Lauren, who's running for office, is supposed to be a special guest here today. And also, not only her, but also Jamie. Jamie is supposed to be a guest here today. Supposed to kick off at 2 o'clock. Might kick off a little late. Hey, how you doing? Might kick off a little later, but y'all get on over here. Get on over here. We need to represent the Democratic Party. We need to get blue up there in the White House. We need to get blue. God bless you. You too. We need to get blue up there in the Capitol. We need to get blue up there in the Capitol. We need blue up there in the Capitol because we tired of this crap. We tired of all this BS. We tired of it. We tired of all these rules and regulations that don't benefit nobody. Don't benefit nobody. I think Brother Don should talk to Art. So you knew about it. I just texted you a minute ago. You knew about it. I just texted you a minute ago.
Oh, excuse me.
Hi. Hey, how you doing, baby? How you doing? All right. Who's the anti-democratic party? No more silence to them. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's what's up. Y'all get on out here. Y'all want to know who Jamie Davis is? We got John Bell Edwards going to be here. We got Lauren. I think her last name is Jarrett. Going to be here. Y'all get on out here. Y'all get on out here. Y'all want to know who it is on the sign and who you're voting for? Well, then get on out here. Get on out here. Get on out here to the Heritage Center. Get on out here. Let's not talk about it. Let's be about it. That's what I'm talking about. Not just talking about it, but be about it. Let's make a difference. Let's make a difference. We can indeed make a difference. Can indeed make a difference. All right. Jamie Davis. All right. out here at the Heritage Center. Tag somebody, tell somebody, call somebody, tell somebody that the Tangipahoa Hill Democratic Parish Executive Committee is here. Also, someone from the state is here, as well as Janet Davis, Lauren, Jared is supposed to be here. And also we have another man that's running for Democrat that's here. So, hi, how y'all doing? That's right, represent.
Yeah.
Let's make it happen, We can make it happen. It's gonna take coming out and it's gonna take going to the poll. Not just coming to the meeting, but going to the poll and voting, pulling that lever and pulling it right. Yep, it's your girl. That's right, the one and only. Hey, Shannon West. Make sure you register, Shannon. Make sure you get out and vote on November 3rd. And you vote number 3, elect number 3, Jamin Davis. And also we have a young lady named Lauren that's running. Then we have another gentleman that's running. Make sure you get out and vote. And then, of course, we have our local election that we need you to get off and vote November the 3rd. Go check your registration because they're trying to exit people off the list and they're doing all kind of crazy stuff. They stop the vote. And then fools talking about their vote don't count. They banking on the fools to say their vote don't count. They banking on the fools to say they're going to do what they want to do anyway. They banking on that. But y'all better get with it. Y'all better get some sense. Hey, how you doing?
Good, and you?
All right. Yeah, baby, that's right. Represent. And make sure you register. Make sure you register. And make sure you ain't just registered. Make sure you vote.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure you vote. Hey, Betty. Yeah. Y'all get on in here. Vote blue. Yeah. Get on in here. Represent. That's right. Hey, my beautiful. Hey, how you doing? I saw you in so many years.
How you doing?
All right, how you doing, beautiful?
I'm doing good.
Good. They're coming on in here. That's what I'm talking about. Tag somebody. FaceTime somebody. Let them know. Share this video. Let them know to get on over here to the Heritage Center. Tell them if they want to know who that sign is, Jamin Davis, they need to get on over here. Also, our former governor is going to be here as well. And he's going to be telling y'all need to vote blue. That's what he's going to be telling y'all. Vote blue. Vote blue. I'm good. Vote blue. That's what he's going to be telling you. That there's no color to vote this election. Now, some elections you may not vote blue. But this election right here, vote blue. We need the blue voters. And if you are a Republican, vote blue. If you don't like what's going on in the White House, vote blue. Hi, vote blue. Vote blue. Vote blue. I gotta try to get up in here and set up the video out here. Hey, Jamie! Yeah, Jamie! That's him, y'all. Y'all get on over here. Jamie! All right. Jamie! Y'all come on, Jamie! Yay! Yay!
And the home of one of the most powerful Democratic forces in the state of Louisiana.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we here, Democratic Party is here to unleash the power that's in this room, to unleash the power that's within this state, to unleash the power that's within the Democratic Party. You are a Democratic force. You are a powerful force. You're a part of a powerful team. Let's act like it. Let's talk like it. Let's work like it.
Yeah.
So we're dealing with a political agenda that's being advanced by the Republican Party, by a man in the White House. I'm not going to say president, a man in the White House. That's advancing an agenda to take away your health care, take away your public school system, destroy your economy, deny you the ability to purchase affordable groceries, and they're still getting support from a mega right. And the reason why is because racism has been infused into their agenda. We can't get anywhere with a racist component to the cause that made America great. And we have a president that says make America great again, but his slogan is basically misstated. He should say make America hate again. And that's not where we're trying. That's not where we're trying to go. If we all work together now, I really appreciate the diversity that's in this room. We have every color of rainbow. That's going to turn hate into hope. That's going to turn bigotry into transformative breakthroughs. And that's where we want to be. When we all work together, we can accomplish more. I was in the military. The reason why the military is successful is that America has won all its wars, and the reason why our sports teams are one of the greatest elements in this nation in athletics is because we all work together. We don't care what color of the man who's throwing the ball. We don't care the color of the man who's catching the ball. We don't care the color of the man who's blocking and tackling, as long as they can do their job. And that's the reason why they win championships. I was in the military. I was in Desert Storm. I evacuated on 300 soldiers in the combat zone. I was with the first medical unit to go into Iraq during the ground war. And I didn't care what color the man was in the uniform, as long as they can do their job. That's how I made my decisions. And that's how we have to move forward as a party and as a team, because we all part of the same team, we all part of the same mission, we all part of the same cause, and that's how we have to move forward. Let me give you a couple of facts. And because in 2019, I was a caucus chair of the legislature, and they called me in, and he said, John Bell's team called me and said, Representative Deans, we need you to turn out the black vote. Because John Bell cannot win unless we hit a certain number with the black vote. Now he's gonna get the white vote that he got. He's gonna get that. Now Trump came down 3 times and turned out about 100,000 more Republican votes. So it wasn't a guarantee we were gonna win that re-election in 2019. So what we did, we had to put together a plan to turn out the black vote. Now the black vote, we hit that marker. We hit 40%. John Bell won. CNN, MSNBC covered it. CBS interviewed me. We won the election. He asked him being the only Democratic governor re-elected in the Deep South, in a red state, a red voting state. But the reason why I'm telling you this is because in 2007, because I'm stressing the importance of the black vote turnout. In 2000, that's where we lagging behind. In 2007, Barack Obama won with a 67% black turnout. In 2019, John Bell won with a 40% black turnout. If we got half of that voting closed, we can win this election coming up. If we can move the black vote up from 40% to even 50%, we can win the election. And I'm talking to diversity right now, but let me add to this. That I'm not going to call him governor, the man in the governor's mansion. He won with 547,800 votes. we had over 1 million registered Democrats. If only 10 or 11% vote Democrat won, the man in the governor's mansion would be back at his law office.
Come on now.
He would not be governor today. So the turnout of Jeff Landry was, the Republican turnout was 46% in the last governor's race. The Democratic turnout was 36%. If we increase that turnout by 11%, he would not be in the governor's mansion. So we can make a difference. So I want to give you that introduction, and we're going to bring out our candidate for Senate, Jamie Davis. I'm going to let you. We're going to bring him out, let him talk to you, and tell you why he's going to deliver for Louisiana, why he's going to deliver for Democrats, and he's going to encourage you on why we need you to vote. And we're urging you to vote because it's important for the party, it's important for the state. But I'm urging you to vote because it's important to you. Mm-hmm. You have the power in your hands to make a difference. You have the power in your hands to change the direction of the state, and you have the power in your hands to change the redirection of this country. Executive Director, come on, bring up our hand.
All right, Tangy. Y'all ready?
Yay!
Y'all ready?
Yay! Yay!
Are you ready?
Yes.
Let me tell you about this man I'm about to get to bring up to the stage right now. When nobody believed, he believed. He called me in the chair 8 months ago and he said, I want to run for U.S. City. We look at each other, we said, what? Why would you want to do a thing like that? But you know what? He believed. He did what?
He believed.
Say with me, he did what?
He believed.
And because he believed, he got that old Ram pickup truck and it was small towns, not big cities, but cities just like this right here. And the people started to believe. And you know what happened when people believe? Things start to happen and change.
That's right.
This is the first African American to move forward inside of a midterm election. The first one to win.
Yay! Yay!
Every single room that we've been in, from Monroe, Shreveport, to Ruston, Alexandria, Opelousas, Lake Charles, DeRidder, every single room, Baton Rouge, every single room, every single room has been packed to the max, and it looks just like this room right here. So, Tangy, if you're ready, let me see you. Let me hear you say yes.
Yes!
If you're ready, let me hear you say yes.
Yes!
Without further ado, I need y'all to young people. This man walk inside of this building. The father
Yes, sir.
of Jamie.
Represent. Know that you truly mean it when you want to represent. Because you came to see about it. Of course, I missed the road show that came to Hammond, but I told the people of Hammond I was coming back. And I came.
Yay!
That's the definition of people. And that's what I do in Washington. Because for some reason or another,
Jamie, they can't hear you in the back. They can't hear you.
well, you need to turn the mic up. Turn it up just a little bit. Hey, DJ, can you turn it up just a little bit? But that's the definition of giving your word and keeping it. And that's what we'll do in Washington. Because the other side, yes, that's what we're doing.
They can't hear you in the back. That's why we had changed it.
So, like I said, that's the definition of somebody wants to paint you in a portrait that you're not. Because when they know that Louisiana looks like this, I want you to look in the room, y'all. Are y'all seeing yourselves?
Yeah.
Yes. is what Louisiana looks like when you have a candidate that people get behind.
Amen.
When people can get behind a candidate and truly endorse that candidate, you have rooms that are filled, and it looks like the community.
Amen.
And that's what it's all about. By show of hands, how many people in the room have issues with their health care just costing way too much? By show of hands, how many people just don't make enough money to keep up with the bills that they got? Okay. By show of hands, how many people is not totally pleased with their school system in their community?
Woo!
Thank you for making my speech a whole lot easier to make tonight, because that's what my platform is built on. And I got one more, and I know everything ain't gonna come up now. How many people are pissed off because the guy in Washington just does what he wants when he wants? So that means that we're sick and tired, right?
Sick and tired. That's right.
Is that any better in the back? He said there ain't no speakers back there. You can switch mics all you want. You gotta have some speakers back there. Tell everybody to tighten up. Okay.
That's better. That's better.
It's better? All right. I'm acting like a DJ now, and I don't know nothing about that. Nothing at all. I'm gonna stick to what I know how to do, and that's power ground, plexi,
Come on now.
and have a heart.
Yay!
So getting back to it, everybody in this room basically falls under the same struggle that most of us all have. It's 4 of them built in my platform. It's an nonpartisan platform. That's why so many people can get behind it. It's simple, even though it's hard. Because the hard part of this job is turning the people out.
That's right.
Everybody in here that's at the sound of my voice, I have no doubt in my mind, all of y'all want to vote.
That's right.
It's not y'all I'm worried about.
That's right.
The question that I got from y'all is how we get the rest of it in the room. I don't have a magic pill, but I do have a solution. Everybody that's out there that's not in here, somebody in here is somebody's loved one. But we all agree on that? Okay. We got to get in that pathway somehow, because life has gotten to be such a burden until a lot of people that really would be concerned are truly just basically staying in their lane and minding their what they seem to be their own business, and they're leaving a portion of their business out, and that's their civic duty. But when you are struggling and straining, and you got a load on your back, and it's already heavy, and you trying to tote that load and live life and deal with a husband or a wife and kids that don't seem to cooperate,
Come on,
right?
brother.
And you ain't been out on a date with your spouse and forever, and you just need some time. Sometimes you don't pay attention to what's around you. And that's where you come into play. Because you live their lives around them. And I need you to just stop. They going to work. They may drop the kids off at child care. Somebody needs to say, hey, do you know there's an election coming? There's an election coming. And we need you to go vote, because you may not have an opportunity to vote after this election. Especially if we don't turn some things around.
That's right.
Hey, look, I'll give you this. He ain't lied about what he said he was going to do. We just ain't
That's
seen
right.
it. And so he's already telling us he's trying to turn this thing into a kingship. Am I lying? Okay. So we vote. It's still not enough.
Man.
We gotta get the rest of them. We gotta let them know that this is important. And what I'm fighting for is to make life better for all of us. Because I've told you pretty much what the platform is built around. We all know that. There's some other odds, of course, voting rights, that's big. When the Supreme Court and Jeff Landry did what they did together with the help of the president, I don't believe it was just, we're going to decide today on what's happening with the ERA. Lie, more lies. Yeah. It was a plan to upset Louisiana. And what happened here has changed it all over the country. And the only way we can change that is send the farmer to D.C. So that our first bill is a national ban on gerrymandering. And when you send the farmer to D.C., the next thing he's going to fight for is rolling back all of them bad cuts to Medicaid and Medicare. Over $120 million a year that's been taken out. That has to be put back in plus some. Because the hospitals was already struggling to start with before they made any changes. And then the next thing we have to do, once you send the farmer to Washington, is we have to do something about minimum wage. I've got some ideas, and I'll tell you what the end result is. The end result for me is $15. But we don't start at $15. I think, because I'm a business owner, I want to be clear. And I'm pro-business. And I can only imagine if I was made to pay, if I own, which my guys on the farm make that already anyway, but for a small business, that their employees don't make that money. A $15 increase just like that would hurt them. And I can't hurt my businesses because I'm a businessman myself. That's right. That's why we got to do it in increments. Hey, look, I'm sorry to interrupt the show, but these people drove a long way to come see us. But we got to implement that increase in segments. We got to bite it little by little. But while we're biting it, we also have to make the atmosphere for our small businesses better. So that the runway is big and wide. That way their businesses can expand and grow. Because when businesses are able to pay more, they're able to add more employees, they're able to add more benefits, they're able to do more. I know that because I'm a small business guy myself. But on the other hand, we got somebody that all they do is ask, what do you want me to do next? Sign this? Yeah. Rubber stamp.
That's right.
Same person in Congressional District 5. I live in Congressional District 5, even though I live way over in Concordia. So I know there's 18 hospitals in our district alone that's set to close. And who voted for those? Who voted for those closures? The opposition. I don't care about you. See what it's saying? Because how do you live if you don't have health care? Don't hide. That's my seatmate. That's my seatmate on the executive committee. Yeah. But we have to hold them accountable for the things that they have done. You can't allow people to have that. I don't want to pass. When you send me and I get 6 years if I've done a bad job, just tell me, hey man, don't even qualify because we ain't voting for you. You didn't do what you said you was going to do.
Come on now.
That's what it's about for me. I'm not here because I want to be a politician. I'm here because I care. And I care about the future of Louisiana. And after I started running, I noticed that there's not much difference from Tensas Parish than places all over this state.
Uh-huh.
You have pockets of people all over this state that are living in a bad way. No broadband. Healthcare is hospitals struggling. Just the way of life. When I rode through the Lower Nine in our biggest metropolis, I call all of the New Orleans. People from New Orleans don't call the West Bank New Orleans. But for me, you guys can saw everything down there that's touching.
That's
It's
right.
all New Orleans.
That's
Regardless
right.
of how they feel.
That's it.
That's the way I feel about it. If this line right here separates Kendall from Mary, how you gonna
Come
tell
on
me
now.
this line separates New Orleans from that, and then the river cuts the other side off from the other? All that's New Orleans. I don't care what they say. That's the way I feel about it. That's my opinion of it. You know, but everybody want to live in their own community, and I understand that. But we'll say it like this: let's call it the Greater New Orleans area. That's a better name. That way nobody won't be offended that's from New Orleans or some of them other cities. Yes, ma'am, you all are. How you doing? That lady right there been knowing me since I went to college, and me and her son, we tell that shoe together.
Yeah.
But we have a golden opportunity here. And I'm going way off in a rabbit hole, but I'm having fun. But here it is. We all know what this is about. I'm not the guy that's going to give you a rah-rah speech. The one behind me is the one with the rah-rah speech. I'm going to tell you exactly what I feel we need to do and how we need to do it. And what I need from y'all, because obviously you're here, that means you want to help. You ain't just come to hear me talk.
That's
You want to be informed on what we need to do. What we need to do is get our loved ones, because that's where the disconnect is. Everybody in this room has somebody in their family that you truly know didn't go vote. Am I lying?
No.
So I am lying?
No.
Okay. All right. So you know you have family members that didn't go vote. That can't happen in no vote.
That's right.
Because it's too important. I went to church today in New Orleans, and the service wouldn't be what it was to me if I didn't tell you the message of the bishop. Her message came from the portion of the Bible, and I'm not a Bible quoter, but y'all will know when Jesus came and they went fishing. And I don't mean to offend anybody that's not a believer. I'm just telling you what happened for me at church today. So he told them, get in the boat, let's go fishing. Man, we fished all night. We didn't catch nothing, but we're going back out there again. So y'all know how the rest of the story went. But her analogy of it was, let's go one more time. Yes. Let's go
All right
fishing
now.
one more time.
Come on now.
One more time. So now I'm going to add my analogy to the bishops one more time.
My Lord, my Lord.
Right. So for the people in here that's on the Democratic Party that endorsed me, they gave me one more time, right? That'd be right? For everybody that voted in the primary, and we were the lead vote getter, one more time.
One more time. Yay!
We won all 64 parishes. Think that. We set history. We did that one more time.
Come on now.
We did that
Come
one more
on
time.
now. Come on now.
So here it is. We need to do this one more time.
Yes,
We do what we need to do. I'm waving at you and you know that. Stop smiling. Yes, you. One more time. We need to do this one more time in November.
Yes, sir.
But we don't get it done if we don't take somebody with us. Whenever you go, if you are an early voter, we need to don't take nobody early vote with you. Pick them up. Put them in the car. Let's go. Let's have early voting parties. If you are mail-in ballot type people that like to do it by mail, let's have mail-out ballot parties. Because somebody has to witness your ballot, right? So you might as well have 3 or 4 people in the room and have a party.
Come on now.
Make it fun. Let's make this happen because I can promise you, they're not expecting us to get this done. You don't go on a hiatus. Hey, have you seen Julia Lego?
Nowhere.
She think that money gonna get her in. She think that money gonna get her in.
No. What it is they are confident that we will not come together as a group. Because we are too diverse, so they say, for us to come together behind one candidate. But I beg to differ, because every room I've been in has been diverse. We can make this happen one more time.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. That's my time. So, did anybody get cards you didn't give cards? Okay. All right.
So look, y'all, we got 5 minutes for Q&A. So let's make sure we be respectful so we can ask the questions you need to ask.
Okay. So we got just a couple of minutes for some questions. I'm not being rude, but if the question that you have to ask is something that has been out for a long time, ask me something that's maybe something that hasn't been really talked about. There you go. You can donate. Yes, the best way to donate is online at jamieforlouisiana.com. That was a great question. Yeah, you know, because sometimes I'm humble and modest and don't really want to ask, but you helped me with that one because there's no way for me to reach our grandmas and great-grandmas that's at home and they ain't coming out, and the only way they learn about their candidates is watching the TV ads. We're not on TV.
Come on now.
We're not on the radio.
That's right.
Why? Because when you got TV and radio, money right
That's
now.
right. That's right.
So
Million.
you can help with that if you choose to. Jamie for Louisiana, and there's a little button that says chip in. We'll greatly appreciate it. For anybody that's not already involved in the campaign and you want to be involved to help, because it's going to take an army of us
That's right.
to get this done. Everybody in this room has some type of responsibility to help. And I'm not asking you to do something that you're not good at. I want you to do what you strive and love to do. If you're a talker and love talking, call somebody. And when it cools off some, you can go knock doors
That's
and
right.
talk to some people.
That's right.
If you're a person that all you want to do is play on your computer,
Come
well,
on
you
now.
can text and email.
That's right.
Because it's all methods of communication has to happen here for us to get this done.
That's right.
And we will get it done
Woo!
as long as you all engage. Say another question.
As a person that has a disability,
Thank you.
as a parent of a disabled child, what is your end goal to help kids with disabilities?
Oh, yes, that's a great question. It all comes back to the cuts to in one big beautiful bill. They didn't kill. They just cut all of the disabilities out And so what we have to do is roll that thing back. But here it is. What good is it to talk about rolling it out if we don't go vote, if we don't get our people out?
That's right.
Because all of these solutions that I can share with you are no good if we don't make this happen on November 3rd. Yes. One big beautiful bill, roll back. That's how we get this thing.
I'd like to know the plan for the data centers. What are we gonna do? I'd like the state to be livable by the time she's my age.
Right? So, twofold question. The one part of the question is, for data centers, it deals with water for me. I'm a farmer, and of course, all of us in the room is concerned about our aquifers. And those things can be, they can drink up some water, and they can hurt aquifers. So for me, I'm not a proponent of the data centers. I'm not. And for the ones that are there and already there, they need some regulations. You know, but once you send me to Washington, until they put those regulations in and able to get some control of them and make these large companies figure out a way of doing that technology without so much water, then I think it needs to be a hold on it. Because what's more important, business or being dead because you don't have no good drinking water? Who's got the next to me? Oh, okay. Yes.
Question I have for you, the Democratic, the Republican Party thrives on misinformation and misdirection, right?
Lies.
They turn around and talk about transgender sports, meanwhile, you don't have food on the table.
Right.
Okay, so that's what they're doing. But my question for you is, right now, their misinformation is the word for it, socialism, okay? And they're using democratic socialism as a means to say that the Democratic Party is driving us to communism. How do you suggest to counter that? What is your response to that?
My response to them is I'm an old school guy with old school principles. I don't know nothing about all of them isms and all of them schisms and prisms and all of that. All I know that my concerns is about you and I and being practical about making decisions that affect the people in Louisiana and all of these isms. I don't want to be nobody putting me in a box because I'm James. That's how I'm right. You know, and I'm sick of people trying to paint us as something that we are not. There are so many people in this room, and how many people in this room are exactly alike? None of us. We may have some ideas and some values that we share together, but everybody in this room is different. And some things that work for me ain't gonna work for a bunch of us in here. And so that's why I can't deal with them folks always trying to pick people to put them in a box. I'll share. Bear with me 1 second, sir. I'll share with you something that I shouldn't say, but I got to because my team tells me, will you please stay off of social media? Please stay off of social media.
Stay on there so we can share.
Well, so here it is. Somebody done paid me as the guy that wants to take me guns. And if I was in my Dodge Ram, it's a gun in the truck. You know, I can't never tell when I might roll up on a pack of wild hogs in one of my fields, just cutting up and tearing it up. So does that sound like somebody that want to take your guns? No. But because I'm a Democrat, that's the picture that they feel like they can paint. That all of us in here want their guns gone. There's some of us in this room that love guns, probably got a safe full of guns. See what I'm talking about? There he is right there. You know, but that's crazy. We cannot allow people to put us in a box. That's foolish. I'll go back on another example. That's just like they want to say that I just want the border wide open and just gonna wreak havoc. Just people just coming into the country. All the work we've done is gonna lose if we let this guy in office. We can't vote for him. Crazy. I want the border closed, not on the south border, mainly on the north border, because the slick criminals, they know not to come down south. Come on. They come from the north. right? Yeah. The street criminals, they just fly into Canada and come down through that way. That's the easiest way to get through. You ain't gotta be walking out there in that heat. You can fly in through the airport. But that's not what I'm about. I'm about making sure the border is closed on the top and on the bottom. But also, people should have access to this country. Just like all of our forefathers had. Now I want you to think about something now. This country was built on immigrants. The first people that ever came here were immigrants. And now we got so good, so I'm not that new either. Wrong answer. How many people has a lineage that if you go back a couple of generations, that there's no documentation that shows that they were a citizen? But now we done got too good that we can't let people in. Now let's be very clear. We ain't trying to let hardened criminals just in. We're not. But it shouldn't be like passing the bar exam to get here. You go to college, all these lawyers go to school for about 8-10 years to get past the bar to be a lawyer. That's about the time that it takes to become a citizen nowadays. That's ridiculous. And plenty of money, that's exactly right. That's ridiculous. This country is better than that.
All right, so my question is, you have a goal to raise the minimum wage to $15. How do you plan to deal with the oligarchs like the Walmarts and the Bezos who have companies that directly oppose that type of thing?
So here it is. Last time I checked, Walmart paying more than minimum wage right now. They are. So I don't think it's Walmart that's going to be fighting. It's the ones on the show top, the DC the top. The ones, the corporate PACs and all of them that want to make sure that they're able to give that bonus to the CEO.
Come on now.
People working for companies, working hard and straight, and then executives getting almost $1 billion bonuses. Man, that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. So that's how you fight it. But here it is. When we flip the Senate and the House.
That's right. That's
and
right.
Now in control. We're giving them an opportunity to veto. The ultimate goal is to make him veto. Because of course he'll be the president for the next 2 years. But when we flip the House and the Senate, he can veto it, then continue to veto it, but the next president just might not. Just might not. And here it is. All of the things that I'm talking about that we're working hard to do, it is important that if you have friends, maybe in Mississippi, you need to tell them, hey, you need to vote big if you got friends over there, because if Louisiana flips, that's an unexpected flip.
Come on now.
If Mississippi flips, that's an unexpected flip. Now we're doing some things that we can change some stuff. And instead of me walking up into Washington with my hat in my hand saying, hey, can you help me help my people?
Come on now.
If we flip this thing, I can keep my head on, raise it up, and stand with my chest out and say, we get ready to change America for the people of the earth. That's how important this is. That's how important this is. Do you want to see a guy that wants to walk in with his hat in his hands? No. Yeah. And can stand proud and say, this is what we're doing. We can do this. We will do this. We must do this. Nobody is coming to save us, y'all. We have to save ourselves. We must be the engineers of our own future, with an opportunity in unity for one Louisiana. Now here's why that's important. Because you can look at this room, and it's a unified room. once we take this thing back, I'm not looking to be the senator for Democrats or black folks. I'm looking to be the senator for Louisiana. Because when they all realize that I am who I say I am, I'm working for who I say I'm working for, at that time, everybody will want to join in and say, this guy's real.
That's
we
right.
can make this Louisiana what we want it to be. And that means all of the people at the top. Because when they know that the people that work for them is with the guy over there, and when they know and realize that, I thought I said, the elected officials in the communities is with the guy, they'll all start to get in line. They'll get in line when they realize that the constituency is behind the senator. And we ought to do better about our communities. And at that time, then we can hold the polluters, like at Roseland and at the Smitty's. We can hold them accountable then. And of course, when we bring back all of our mitigation program with the EPA, yes, it all has to come back. Because we have to have somebody monitoring these people. We only get one. We only get one mother nature, and we have to cherish her. And who better to cherish her than the farmer from Tinsall? A man of the ground. Everything I've accomplished in my life come from. My parents always told me, if you plant good seed and good soil, you shall reap a harvest. November 3rd is pizza time.
Woo!
Y'all make some noise for the phone. He ain't playing, he ain't hiding. He said he's ready to serve, and we yell at everybody across this great state. That's what we need. Now they told you, I need to say everything. He said one more time. One more time.
Chime in.
One more time.
Chime in.
One more time.
Chime in.
Let's go. All right, y'all. I know there was some other questions inside of the room. We are pressed for time, but guess what? Jamie's not leaving, so as soon as this event is over, make sure you make your way to him. Do not leave this room until your question is answered. He is not ducking questions. He's not running away from the hard discussions. He's meeting them head on because he's a senator for everybody.
Yes, 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 yes.
Now, the way that we have done this is that we have designed these stops to be a facilitation session for anybody inside this room. When you leave out of this room, you're going to walk away with something. If you want to join Jamie Davis's campaign, you're going to walk away with something. If you want to be a part of the Legal Collective, which this next speaker is going to do, you're going to walk away with something. If you want to be a precinct organizer or a poll watcher, you're going to walk away with something. Because, see, that's what it's going to take in order to win this race. They're going to talk about money. We're going to talk about organizing. Because that's how you win.
Yes.
So make no mistakes about it. I'll be remiss if I did not tell you the truth. And the truth is, the Louisiana Democratic Party has not always done things the correct way. But no party is perfect. The way we fix that is that we look at our past and we work with people on the ground to make sure we can fix our future. Now, we don't mind when people walk in and they have a complaint, because that's what makes us better, when we can fix it, hear it, and then do something about it. But when you come in with a complaint and you also offer up a solution, oh my gosh, we get to work. This next lady was a congressional candidate running for District 5. Something happened though. Y'all crazy governor, I say y'all crazy, he ain't my governor. Y'all crazy governor took it upon himself to get that call from Donald Trump. Donald Trump told him, you got to stop the elections because I got to rig them for midterms.
Come on now.
And guess what he did? He did.
That's right.
Not only did he stop all of the congressional races, after all these amazing candidates like Lauren Jewett went out and got signatures, started walking the community, putting in that elbow grease, He took over 50,000 ballots and said, put it in the trash. So when you talk about military, you can't call yourself military governor when you're throwing away military votes. When you talk about our elderly citizens, you cannot say that you support those who have disabilities when you're throwing away their votes. So now we're here, and she's gonna tell her story. She came inside of our office and she said, let me grab that marker, her and her campaign manager, and they went to work, said, you gotta go to these cities. The cities that have not been heard, have not been seen, because those people have a story to tell too. And if they don't tell the story, then what are we doing this for? Ladies and gentlemen, she's a rebel with a cause, a good cause, a cause for the people she gets in good trouble. I want to bring her up to the stage, Ms. Lindsay Rubio Garcia.
What's going on, Hammond? How are you doing? I gotta do a mic check real quick. Hammond, when we fight,
We win.
when we fight,
We win.
when we vote,
We win.
when we vote.
We win.
JP was right, because this whole speech like we've been going around, obviously the state, I've lost count. We've been to Ruston, we've been to Shreveport, been to Monroe, been to Lafayette, been to Opelousas, been to Lake Charles, been to St. Gabriel, Plaquemine. We've literally been across the entire state, and one of the things that keeps getting said often is we can do this. I came here to tell y'all today, and what I have been reiterating at every single stop along the way, is there is no more we can. In the back, can y'all hear me? Clap once. You hear me? Clap twice. Clap 3 times to make sure. Okay, just making sure y'all got that. And now you can see that's my teacher side. We're going to get into that. It has gone so far beyond a we can scenario. I don't know, we're all reading the room, we're talking about healthcare, we're talking about education, we're talking about protecting the Constitution, we're talking about protecting voting, we're talking about all these things. I don't know about y'all, but I'm tired of just talking. I am tired of being reactive. I am tired of playing nice, because the only thing that we are doing ultimately is sacrificing progress on the altar of civility, and I'm no longer willing to do that. And to the gentleman's point, before I get into my spiel and really get into it, I wanted to address the gentleman over here who had the question. Tap him and I want to make sure that he hears me. I want to address something in your question. Sir, over here. Hey. You see, you were talking about the distraction and the deflection, the amount of misinformation that's going around. As a historian, people and y'all rarely realize that we are currently living history right now. You are the history makers of this nation. This nation has a narrative problem, and that's really easy. By the time I get done, it's real easy to see why we have a narrative problem, Angel. It's real easy to see when we have a narrative problem when the villains of history have always been the ones writing the narrative. Which means if you want to change the narrative in Louisiana, in this country, maybe we have to change the narrators. That's why you have to get people like Jamie Davis into Congress. Now I'm going to back up and I'll introduce, because some of y'all might know me from social media and Facebook, flipping tables and all that type of stuff. Some of y'all might recognize. But I'm going to give you a background, because I want to tell y'all why I even ran for office, so that way you understand why I'm even up here speaking to you and why I went to the Louisiana Democratic Party, because you will lose people like me. You need to get boots on the ground. It must be across the board on all fronts, because they are not stopping. It must be recalls. It must be litigation. It must be academic, athletic, economic boycotts. It must be showing up in the streets. It has to be everything across the board, which is why, exactly, impeachment, convict, remove, imprison, and then repeat that process going down. Yeah. But it has to be everything, and that's one of the reasons why we came up with the Democratic Party Legal Collective, to provide that opportunity for advice that you might need to get everybody in the same room. Now I'm going to step back. So for those who don't know, I am Lindsay Garcia. Rubia came from back in my Latin dancing days. They were like, who's that? They're like, the white girl with the blonde hair. Like, Rubia, the blonde. That's literally how that Rubia came, just laying that out there. I was a teacher for 10 years. Thank you, Cindy. I'm born and raised in New Orleans. About halfway through my teaching career, I was realized in like 2010s, No Child Left Behind that had been passed in 2001 had already left all of our children behind. What many don't realize, you don't have to pass civics, social studies, and state standardized tests to go on to the next grade. So when you're looking around, we have a resources, historical thinking skills, let alone just history, period. That's what we're dealing with for a quarter of a century post No Child Left Behind, right? I realized that I go viral. Didn't even know what going viral was at the time. It was a shock to me, and it still is whenever y'all tell me y'all follow me on Facebook, because I know I'm a little bit further off the charts and I had it not. I stayed in graduate until the RROC fell in 2019, killed 3 men. They left 2 men in the building with Quinyon members exposed on the 11th floor for 302 days. That cost me protesting them. You're going to get into that. It has gone so far beyond a we can scenario. I don't know, we're all reading the room, we're talking about healthcare, we're talking about education, we're talking about protecting the Constitution, we're talking about protecting voting, we're talking about all these things. I don't know about y'all, but I'm tired of just talking. I am tired of being reactive. I am tired of playing nice, because the only thing that we are doing ultimately is sacrificing progress on the altar of civility, and I'm no longer willing to do that. And to the gentleman's point, before I get into my spiel and really get into it, I wanted to address the gentleman over here who had the questions. Tap him and I want to make sure that he hears me. I want to address something in your question. Sir, over here. Hey. You see, you were talking about the distraction and the deflection, the amount of misinformation that's going around. As a historian, people and y'all rarely realize that we are currently living history right now. You are the history makers of this nation. This nation has a narrative problem, and that's really easy. By the time I get done, it's real easy to see why we have a narrative problem, Angel. It's real easy to see when we have a narrative problem when the villains of history have always been the ones writing the narrative. Which means if you want to change the narrative in Louisiana and in this country, maybe we have to change the narrators. That's why you have to get people like Jamie Davis into Congress. Now I'm going to back up and I'll introduce, because some of y'all might know me from social media and Facebook, flipping tables and all that type of stuff. Some of y'all might recognize. But I'm going to give you a background because I want to tell y'all why I even ran for office, so that way you understand why I'm even up here speaking to you and why I went to the Louisiana Democratic Party, because you will lose people like me. You need to get boots on the ground. It must be across the board on all fronts, because they are not stopping. It must be recalls. It must be litigation. It must be academic, athletic, economic boycotts. It must be showing up in the streets. It has to be everything across the board, which is why, exactly, impeachment, convict, remove, imprison, and then repeat that process going down. But it has to be everything, and that's one of the reasons why we came up with the Democratic Party Legal Collective, to provide that opportunity for advice that you might need to get everybody in the same room. Now I'm going to step back. So for those who don't know, I am Lindsay Garcia. Rubia came from back in my Latin dancing days. They were like, who's that? They're like, the white girl with the blonde hair. Like, Rubia, the blonde. That's literally how that Rubia came, just laying that out there. I was a teacher for 10 years. Thank you, civics. I'm born and raised in New Orleans. About halfway through my teaching career, I was realizing at that point, by the time I got into the classroom in the mid 2010s, No Child Left Behind that had been passed in 2001 had already left all of our children behind. What many don't realize, you don't have to pass civics, social studies, and state standardized tests to go on to the next grade. So when you're looking around, we have a narrative problem. We have a civics problem. They can't tell fact and fiction, fake news, analyzing resources, historical thinking skills, let alone just history, period. That's what we're dealing with, because we're a quarter of a century post No Child Left Behind, right? I realized that I go viral. Didn't even know what going viral was at the time. It was a shock to me, and it still is whenever y'all tell me y'all follow me on Facebook, because I know I'm a little bit further off the charts in my head and not my heart. I call it literally the zeitgeist of the times. Y'all made me this way. Everything that's going on. I stayed into the classroom until the hard rock fell in 2019. Killed 3 men. They left 2 men in the building with Quinyon Limbersy's legs publicly exposed on the 11th floor for 302 days. That cost me, protesting them, cost me my teaching career. But just a few days after that, I got on the road for George Floyd. Traveled literally across the country from sea to shining sea, because you would not tell me what I seen with my own eyes. You will not tell me the history that I witnessed, what I felt on my own body, the pepper ball bomb, the flash bangs, fractured ribs, and the like. You will not tell me, because I was there. Towards the end of that trip, during the trial of Derek Chauvin, Dante Wright was killed. Kim Potter mistook her taser for a gun. Within 3 days, they were kettling us. I'm 35 years old at the time. They're kettling us, and I'm running. I'm hopping fences at 35 years old. And at this point, I'm like, these ain't the same knees that are taking over for the 99 and the 2000 with juvenile and apples. It's definitely not. That's what I recognize. But I had a lawyer's number written on my arm, and I said, you might need to be the lawyers that they call, because your battlefield is changing. That's when I went to law school. So last year, I graduated from the Southern University. I'm saying all this to say, I had a decision on whether or not I was running for office or taking the bar. And I decided to run for office for the same reason that I'm up here right now. My history career taught me, yeah, they're not educating us, but it also taught me how to recognize patterns. And we are currently in the midst of this. It's the same monster and the same villain, just dressed up in a different uniform, and I'm about to tell you how. Even by the time the Civil War, and this is when everything goes south in the United States, ladies and gentlemen, all roads lead right here to Louisiana. I promise. 1870, when we get the 15th Amendment passed. Within 2 years, Louisiana is actually starting to look like what a progressive Louisiana, or progressive America should look like. PBS Pinchback becomes governor for you, right? It's just a couple of months later, though, that very same 1872 election is a contested election. And just a couple of months later, they are literally killing over 100 black men in Colfax, contesting the election, refusing to step down. There was a court case that came as a result to hold those men accountable, and the court case was United States versus Crookshank, where the federal government said, no, it's not our job to go in and to police the actions of individuals who are violating the rights of other individuals. We're going to leave that up to Louisiana to handle. Do y'all think Louisiana, the state of Louisiana, was going to prosecute the men who went in and massacred those men at the Colfax massacre? Of course not, because that's where the federal government is supposed to step in. But that, ladies and gentlemen, all roads led south, because that was Reconstruction turning into deconstruction, and it started right here in Louisiana. Where was Plessy versus Ferguson? Louisiana. Yeah. Fast forward to the VRA, which is the crux of the Calais case, is what we're talking about whenever we're talking about the reversal and all this coming up. 1965, in Section 2, you cannot intentionally discriminate. They revisited it in 1982 because you have to renew the VRA every 25 years, which means where's JP at? JP is going to have to be in Congress. Whoever you are electing to Congress to be there in 2031, what you want the VRA to look like will be determined upon who those people are. But in 1982, the Congress had realized the uniform of the villain had changed. Now, you don't have to intentionally say it out of your mouth. If the results are to dilute the black vote, then it's a violation of the Voting Rights Act. That's ultimately what Calais did. It put us back to 1965. Because when all things go south, what? All roads lead to Louisiana. That is currently where we are. And I ran, and I'm telling you all this for the bigger picture. I am not confident. I knew I was going to need to be a plaintiff. I knew that I needed to go to law school. I knew that I needed to focus on voting rights, because I am not confident that we will have fair elections in November. We need people in litigation. Another reason why we have the legal collective with the Democratic Party. I ran because I had a question, ladies and gentlemen. And this is ultimately what it boils down to. Because when I was on the front lines and I went around, I watched them like y'all did on January 6th. These people shimmied up a drain pipe, literally. Built a gallows on the United States front lawn to hang their own vice presidential candidate on international television. They did that all behind a lie. I ran for Congress and I'm pushing this and pushing the party to step in because I want to know what the people of Louisiana and the United States are willing to do behind the truth. You have history, you have justice, you have righteous, where is the righteous indignation because they are doing all that behind lies. You stand in truth when you are stepping out to fight. You have everything that you need in order to be successful. If you want to change the narrative again, you must change the narrators out here. History is supposed to rhyme, y'all. It is not supposed to repeat. The only way that it repeats is if you refuse to learn the lessons that it should have taught you. That's why we are currently what it looks like right now. They changed black and white for red and blue. It's okay to gerrymander so long as you do it on partisan purposes, and then that's it. That's why when the VRA decision came down, we were campaigning in Monroe because I was in District 5. They gerrymandered me out of it. But I was in Monroe, and the following morning, Eugene calls, he's like, we should probably make a statement. I said, I'm tired of doing statements unless it's in what? A lawsuit. I'm tired of talking about it. I'm tired of asking nicely. I'm tired of you all settling for mediocrity when this state, this district, this country deserves magic. I'm tired of being on the defense. Put it up. Fight. Not always going to be on the inside. There's a reason I got a lawyer's number on my arm and then I went to law school because I knew I was going to need one. That's the reality of it. Because they're not stopping. If they were willing to do all that behind the line, and I call it playing chess with pigeons, all they do is knock over the pieces, scrap on the board, sorry elders, and then still pretend like they won after. They are not going to stop until you hold them to account, until you hold the truth in their face and you are so aggressive, and that's what I want y'all to really take in. You have people like Jamie Davis, like myself. I see Lauren in here too. I'm loving and I'm looking forward to serving in Congress with Lauren, I swear. Maybe she could be And I'm saying, I said all that in the background because I really wanted y'all to understand the gravity. Because since Calais, we know that they did mid-decade redistricting, right? They started it in Texas, they got 5. You get to California, those cancel out. But since Calais, they are going in with 10. You got the one they picked up in Louisiana, Alabama, North Carolina, Missouri, 2 in Ohio, 4 in Florida. If their policies were popular, we wouldn't be here. If your vote did not matter, they wouldn't be cheating all the time. Period. I am begging y'all. Find a way to get in the way and do what John Lewis, the late great John Lewis said, get in some good, necessary trouble, ladies and gentlemen. Literally, we are all on that cusp because they will get it. And the biggest thing is, what happens if, feds show up November 3rd, season ballots? Who's going to stop it? What happens if I get elected, Jamie gets elected, we get to January 3rd, and Mike Johnson, who is not Mike Pence, decides not to see? You need your best soldiers on that front line who aren't afraid to rock the boat or flip the table when things come down to it. Period point. I gotta say, of all the rooms and all the spaces, this right here, this is a beautiful thing for me, for people in the party just in general to see y'all show up. Because plenty of times you feel like you're screaming into a void, especially me online, feels like I'm screaming hoop and holler in my car and I'm not making a difference. It's not landing. You all right here give people like myself so much encouragement, so much inspiration, because you are literally what we are doing all of this. And if we don't come together at this point in time, then the power of the people is more powerful than any of these people in power. And I will leave you with this. They play in your face. Senator Jay Morris is also the guy who, the senator who authored SB 256 to get rid of Calvin C. Calvin Duncan in New Orleans. He also drafted SB 121, which is the map that got rid of Cleto's district and put it up. When he got on the floor, this is right the crux that you need to take and why you should go to LouisianaDems.org and sign up for the Legal Collective. Reach out to us if you want to be a part of it or if you need help. Senator Jay Morris literally got on the debate floor and said with his whole chest, when asked, why, if there's more Democrats in Louisiana, is it 5-1 and not 3-3 or a compromise at 4-2? And with his whole chest, he said, because y'all don't show up. I don't care if you got more registered people because we got a Republican supermajority, we got a Republican governor, and we voted for President Trump. What I'm asking y'all to do is don't let them play in your face like that. You got the numbers, you got the power, you got all of that on your side. I came here and I'm pushing this and literally doing everything I can, screaming and hollering. Because literally nothing is standing in your way. But power, like Frederick Douglass says, if there is no struggle, there is no progress. Yeah. Power will concede nothing without the demand. Meaning, why should I give it to you? Because who's going to stop us if we're the ones who are sitting in power? For once, I would like to be proactive instead of reactive and be the ones who are literally drafting and be in the position where Jay Morris was is because we can. Because we have it on our side. Because we have the righteous indignation at our backs and we're going to I think I've covered everything that the collective, and I think that is my time. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so grateful to be here. I am so grateful that y'all came out. This has been an amazing turnout. The diversity in this room, the encouragement, the energy that's in this room, it is absolutely contagious. I'm going to ask one last thing, and I'll say this as a teacher and as a mom. A lot of our kids are not going to vote because they're scared. Remember when I first started this? You think that they know how to vote and they don't. You think and you assume they know how to register and they don't. Not unless you are going to literally physically walk them in there and then show them how to do it. Hold their hand just this once. Just once. Just get them in there and get them in through the door. And I promise you, our younger kids are mad. They just don't know how to channel it. But this is the era and this is the time where that's about to come to an end. But it really depends on all of us. I love y'all and see y'all.
Lizzie Garcia. I told you folks, this ain't your regular old town hall. We came to give you information and resources to show you how we fight back. People have been asking us all across the state, all on social media. What is the Democratic Party doing? We're going to show you.
All right.
We're coming inside of them places, like I told you before, who have been unheard and unseen, and we're going to make sure your voices are heard. That's what this is about. So first we started it all. It was Jamie Davis. She had to come in and inspire you. The old farmer from Tensaw Parish. Next part was Lizzie Garcia. Because she went through it already, y'all. They took her off the ballot. Not just her, Lauren Jewell, and others around our state. So the way we fight back, now we're starting a legal collective. We're asking for law school students. We're asking for retired judges, people who want to be involved in the legal advocacy space. Because guess what? In May, I can't tell you how many calls we fielded from no party voters saying that they were blocked from voting. They will do anything they can if we allow them to do it. So if you want to be involved, go to our website, www.louisianadems.org. At the top of the banner, I want you to click that link that says Legal Collective, and Ms. Rubio Garcia is going to get involved with you. For some of you, it's already on your table. If you don't see one on your table, I'm going to make sure we come out and give you one. All right. This is the big piece right here. This is the strategy. This next person is dynamic. She has done this all over the country. It just so happened I was able to recruit her. I ain't gonna steal a thunder because I'm about to tell her all your business, but I ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna let you do your own on your own. But she has worked on tireless campaigns, numerous campaigns around this country, local, national, and statewide. And she's from California, but family roots right here in Louisiana. She crunched the numbers back and forth, and she's going to tell Tangipahoa Parish how many votes you need in order to carry Jamie Davis across the line come November. And then she's going to tell you how many votes we need across our state for this man to make history for a third time. Without further ado, the best organizer on this side of the Mississippi River, Dr. Sharice Nelson.
It's too many of y'all here. Are we ready? Are we ready? You know Now y'all heard our candidate, right? And you've heard Garcia tell us why we must win. This is not a yes we can. This is a must.
That's right.
We must win.
Yes.
Okay? And before I get to these numbers, I'm going to tell you a little bit about me. I'm Dr. Sharice Shanae Nelson. I got a PhD from Howard University at 27 years old. And I say that so don't any of y'all, thank you, sweetie. I say that so none of y'all come for me with these numbers, because I'm going to ask you where your PhD's at when you come ask me.
All right now.
I grew up in Oakland, California, but 3 of my 4 grandparents are from right here in the booth. And they all left the state of Louisiana because of racial violence. And they fled. And when we had redistricting at the Capitol, I testified to that. And I told Klein Peter to his face, I appreciated him allowing us to speak. But I was speaking then for my great-grandmother and my great-aunt who were never given birth certificates in this state, inside of this state, and were never recognized. And so in 2020, during the pandemic, I moved on back home because I came here all the time for family reunions. I used to think we were broke. I'm like, why can't we just go to Disney? Why can't we just come to Louisiana? But my family wanted me to know who I was and who my people were so I could come back here and fight. So I would go home to California every year during the summers, and we would talk about how country you guys were, and when we left, you guys talked about how city-fied we were. In 2020, I came here to work at the Southern University and started a research center there, doing polling and research in the name of Jewel Lamar Prestige, the first Black woman to get a PhD in the country in political science.
All right.
Started that at Southern University, and I realized that my scholarship needed to have some legs. It just didn't need to be in journals for smart people to read.
All right.
That it needed some legs. And so here I am today to give you these numbers. We need 815,642 votes for Jamie Davis to win statewide. Y'all know, okay, let me help you understand why that's not a lot, because that may sound like a big number. In May of 16, almost 1 million people voted in an off-cycle election. Almost 1 million people voted on those amendments in May of 16. And now I'm in here telling you, all I need is 815,642 votes for Jamie Davis to win. And if you like round numbers, just go ahead and give me 816,000. If you like round numbers, go ahead and give me 816,000. Here, right here in Tangipahoa, because I came with the numbers. In Tangipahoa Parish, you guys have 44,095 people that are registered to vote. Okay? If I can get 21,182 of those people to vote for Jamie Davis, we win.
All right now.
I'm going to repeat the number again. If I can get 21,182 people, and if you like round numbers, just go give me 22,000.
Right.
I want you to think about how they want us to believe this is difficult. They want us to believe we can't do this, but we can do this. We can do this. How will we do this? There's going to be be a three-pronged strategy. As you see, there's a young lady and people walking around the rooms that are asking you to sign up to become a precinct captain. We need you. We need you in your neighborhoods because you know your neighborhoods better than anybody else. Now, right now, it's hot as Satan's armpit outside. So I don't want you walking the neighborhood per se. But if you will commit 2 hours every week, sign up as a precinct captain, we'll cut your list so that you know who's in the neighborhood. And you'll also be able to tell us who's dead, who's moved, right? All of the things that we can't know, right, unless you're on the ground helping us. So sign up to be a precinct captain and commit to 2 hours a week to do that. I need 500 precinct captains across the state. I need 500 of them. I'm at 212 right now. Now y'all too dead in this room. I'm at 212.
That's good.
I'm at 212, and all I need to get to is 500 across the state to be effective. They have money, but they don't have people power. And we can have people power because we understand how to use data for that power. So that's the first strategy. The very first strategy is getting people to sign up to be precinct organizers so that you're walking your neighborhood, you're phone banking, you're texting, you're sending postcards so that people are making sure you know what they're going to do, who they're going to vote for, and getting them out to vote. The second strategy is Souls to the Polls Saturday. On October 24th, we are asking all of clergy to sign up to become a station that will then take people to early voting. And we're asking this for all clergy. So pastors, priests, rabbis, imams, any place of faith, sign up. If I have 1,000 locations across the state that are willing to take people to early voting, that will help me out tremendously. Because the goal in early voting is I need 320,000 people to have voted in early voting.
All right.
Because if 320,000 people have voted in early voting, we are trending in the right direction to get to what number? 816,000. See, y'all listening. Y'all listening. So that's strategy number 2, right? Strategy number 2 is Souls to the Polls Saturday. Number 3, Maya, are you here? Please stand up. Y'all can give Maya a better round of applause for that. Everybody's asking me, how do we get young people involved? And we have cracked the secret sauce. We have 60 interns that have already signed up for representation at every college campus in the state of Louisiana. And Maya has been a great help in doing that. It is called the College Tour. So for the first 2 weeks when school starts, we are going to do a voter registration drive to capture all the students to make sure they're registered, especially those students who turned 18 after May 16th. After that, they're going to come back and they're going to have an entire tour about what hole in the walls I need to go to, what Zydeco's, what juke joints, what homecomings, all the places I need to go to make sure we can get the young vote out to vote. Yeah. So those are our 3 strategies, y'all. Number 1, precinct captains. 2, Souls to the Polls Saturday on October 24th, and then our college tour. We are hitting every generation. Now, how much do I need to win? And how much do I need right here in Tangi Parish? 22,000. Thank you, everybody. That's my time.
Yay!
I told you, folks. He couldn't play. The more games. Listen, I want to talk to these cameras. I want y'all to hear me loud and clear. I want to give a personal thank you to Jeff Landry. I'll tell you why. Thank you, Jeff, because of your oppressive policies. You have brought these people together like never before. And we gonna turn this thing back. So thank you.
Yes.
You didn't listen, you didn't care, and now we're coming back for our seat. I just want to say that personally. Take y'all on fire here today. And that's what we're gonna need in November, y'all. Listen. Dr. Nelson just told you, but I need to drive this home how critically important this is. You sat inside of this room on a Sunday after church.
Come on now.
Not church, but after church. You could have been anywhere in the world. You could be eating, watching TV, feet kicked up, but guess where you are? You're here in this room for Jamie Davis.
Yay! Yay!
I'm telling you, there's only one word I need y'all to walk out of here with. If you don't walk on nothing else you've heard today, because this word is the most important thing you're going to hear, besides vote. Believe.
Believe.
You have to believe.
Yes.
You have to believe. You have to believe. You have to believe like your life depends on it, because guess what? It does. Jamie just told you in December, because of the big ugly bill that the Republicans wholeheartedly supported, over 40 rural hospitals are going to close overnight. If you live somewhere like Tennessee, where he's from, you got to now drive an hour away. That means that you can die in traffic trying to get critical care. They are trying to dismantle the Department of Education, folks. If that's not Operation Critical, I don't know what is. You got to believe. I am a biblical man. And the Bible says you got to have faith the size of a what?
Mustard seed.
You got to have faith the size of a what?
Mustard seed.
The last time I saw Jamie, he ain't no mustard seed. But he's a man of faith. He cares. She told y'all what to do, and I'm going to drive this home again, because the little papers on that table for my fellas, you're going to put it in your pocket, and guess what's going to happen? Your wife going to wash it inside the laundry. For my ladies, you're going to miss it. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to repeat after me. I'm going to say it first, and you say it after me, because y'all got to call a response down today. www.louisianadems.org. All right, y'all say it with me. www.louisianadems.org. Say it one more time. www.louisianadems.org. When you go to that link, at the top, give it 5 seconds. It's going to say precinct organizer. It takes 1 minute to sign up. Angela, wave your hands. This lovely young lady right here can cut a list faster than Speedy Gonzalez can run. In 24 hours, you're going to have that list right inside of your inbox. Why is that important? Because we sell that list. But we want to win so bad, we say no. If you commit 2 hours every week for the next 90 days, we win. I count on 100 people inside of this room right now. If you sign up and you get involved and you just commit 2 hours, making phone calls, sending text messages, sending emails, we win. It's that simple. We have over 200 people who have already signed up in 3 months across 50 different parishes. We can get this done. You know what that means? That means that Jamie Davis has over 200 foot soldiers ready to go to war. But y'all have to believe like he can win, because he can. And he must.
He will. He is.
That's what it is, Tangi. You got it in you. If you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, you're tired of being downtrodden, if you're tired of being ignored, sign up to be a precinct organizer. If you have your phones, I always tell people to do this. If you aim your phone, don't take a picture of it. Aim your camera at that QR code that says precinct organizer is going to turn yellow. Click that link, it's going to take you right there. It's that simple. Don't leave this room and not do your part. For the longest, people say we're not doing our part. You heard today, the Democratic Party is a new party because of you.
Come on now.
Because of the things that you have said. You've made us better. You forced us to be better. Now we're asking you to do your part. Drive home the vote. Tangi, you can do it.
Yay!
You can do it. The most critical thing, the best thing about Jamie, every single room we walk in is just so diverse. Old, young, white, black, Republican, no party, Democrat. Because that's what Jamie represents. He represents the best of us. And that is everybody in Louisiana. And I'm going to wrap it up with this right here before we let a few people come up and speak it, and our chairman close us out. He always talks about this on the campaign trail. He talks about something that's unique to Louisiana, that's gumbo. Let me tell you what he means by gumbo. Jamie always says the problem we have inside of our state is that you got all the ingredients spread across your counter, but nobody put it in the pot yet. Tangy, you the sausage. We can't do nothing without that sausage. New Orleans, I told you. You the crab meat. Shreveport, Monroe, you the crawfish. All right. Not for Baton Rouge, we just the season that you put inside. The parsley, oregano, whatever you want to call it. Baton Rouge, you don't play. But seriously, the Holy Trinity, when you put it all inside of that pot, and you put that roux behind it, and you put that filet on top, and it starts to thicken, and then it gets ready, and you lay it on with that bed of rice. Guess what?
Come on now.
Now we cooking tension, now we and we can do this.
Yay! Yay!
Listen, y'all, I've been roll with Jamie so long now, people starting to say we look like each other. I can go run to the car and get a hat, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I'm missing my uniform. He's losing weight and I'm gaining. That's okay. Because that's what we're going to do. Tangy, you know what to do. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. Are you ready to win?
Yay!
About not allow this amazing teacher who is running to be your next congressional leader for the first district. She has literally went door to door, event by event, getting hand signatures. None of the people, they pay for it. She said, no, I want people to see me and I want to meet them where they are. Ms. Lauren George, you better make your way down.
District of Louisiana. That is the seat that is held by House Majority Leader Steve Scalise. We have been running this race since last summer, so for over a year, and only for that to be upended, not once, not twice, but 3 times. The primary has changed 3 times. From April 18th to May 16th to now November 3rd, which is now an open primary. So I'm going to give a little education lesson because I'm a teacher. There has been so many changes. We've talked about the injustice of it. But I want people to understand what this redistricting has done, especially here in Tangi. We had 29 precincts. In Tangi, we now have 21. So I still have all of Ponchatoula. So raise your hand if you live in Ponchatoula. You can vote for me. I do have some precincts in Hammond, but just that's that south part of Hammond. But there are some changes that happened with the precincts. There have been an enormous amount of changes that have happened with all the districts, because once you start messing with one district, you have to tinker with another, and that's how they got one of our congressional representatives out, and he's not running for Congress. So right now, every person who ran and qualified back in February, we got kicked off the ballot. We're not on the ballot anymore. We have to go up to Baton Rouge August 5th through the 7th and requalify. So if you don't know who's running in your district, in the 5th district, in the 6th district, like in the 1st district, it's because we're not on the ballot yet. We have to go back and get on the ballot. I was the Democratic nominee, but I'm running to represent everybody. It doesn't matter what party it is. So at this point, we have to go up there and qualify again. We are very happy to announce that we qualified the first time on signature, and we will be qualifying again. A lot of my people over from St. Tammany are over there and collected signatures, and I couldn't do it alone because we know that we're building. We are building a movement, and we can do this. We can do this because we've gotten people involved. This campaign has been grassroots from the beginning. I have taught special education for 17 years, and our last year, I'm a union organizer. I'm a community advocate. I go out and deliver meals to people. I send books to people who are incarcerated here in Louisiana. I know the struggles that people face because the children that I teach bring those into the classroom. And those are the issues that I'm going to go to Congress and I'm going to fight for. I have been teaching as long as our representative for the 1st district has been in Congress. And he's been in Congress for 18 years.
Woo,
in the legislature for 12 years. That's 30 years, 3 decades of elected office. That's 75% of my life. So I know that I can do what needs to be done because I show up every day. I show up when it means the most, and I'm going to show up in the halls of Congress and fight for you.
Yes,
and
Lord.
I would love to talk to you after this, and I thank you so much, Tom, for the floor. Thank you.
Are there any elected officials in the building? Please stand up. Any elected officials?
Thank you.
Please, I want you to say your name and let them know what you serve.
Nick Joseph, Taylor Parish Council District.
I'm running for mayor for the city of Hammond.
Come on! Hammond! For a very important reason. When you talk about your utilities, this is the lady right here. You vote for her, guess what? She can help to regulate them. You talk about data centers, CCS. You never gonna vote for this lady.
So thank y'all so much. I'm sorry. We are just Louisiana Public Service Commission, District 1, taking steps. Yeah. As you all know, we had catastrophes for us in the churches. And I have been on this battlefield for 2 years. I'm just starting. So just to give you a vision. If you look anywhere in the Louisiana Public Service Commission document, you'll see my name. And I'm so happy to tell those that are having a problem with these rate increases, we will be in the 22nd District Judicial Court on August 11th. We're taking over court. We're understand that our utility is not big cash. So when I'm asking you guys, please remember my name. I just got my number here. I'm running your number 8. When I get to the Public Service Commission, things are going to change.
It's kind of doors, y'all. Change it. Drive and roll. Just like come on, justice of the peace, y'all. These are important roles. Yes.
2 minutes. Well, hello everyone. I'm Tracy Washington Wells, and I'm running for mayor for the city of Hammond again. I want to borrow a line from Senator Jamie Davis. He said, "One more time." I ran in 2022 and I made it to the runoff, and I'm running one more time. But I need the citizens of Hammond within the city limits. I need your help. I cannot do it alone. We all deserve a better city. I'm running because I believe. I believe in the city of Hammond. I believe in the people of Hammond, the promise and the potential of Hammond. I prayerfully request your support. I can be found at www.votetracyformayor.com. Thank you.
Come on, Hammond, you can get it. We got 2 minutes. 2 minutes, man. Thank you. Yeah, all right. When I get to Congress, look, I'm in Jamie's in my district, 5th district. Wells Parish, Tenshaw Parish, Richland Parish, where I grew up. All that's 5th district. And it comes all the way down here through the half of southeast Louisiana. Only Tangi is divided on this side of the river. Only St. Landry on the other side. Otherwise, there's 24 parishes. Northeast, central, and southeast Louisiana. We got to get to work immediately. There's something in the range of 20 to 24 rural hospitals that stand to go under because of Trump's so-called big, beautiful bill. It is scheduled to go into effect after the election, in November, but after the election, they did it that way intentionally. Because people won't know about it. Right. We have to get on it. We're sworn in on January 3rd. We have to get on that immediately and stop the Medicaid cuts that make these local rural hospitals profitable. And that's 2 in Tangi, at least, 2 that are most profitable that I know. Our hospital in Bucky, going into the parish where I grew up, Richardson,
Memorial in Richland Parish and Rabel. That's just a few, but they're all over the fifth district. Fifth district was affected by the most of any other congressional districts. So another thing is on affordability. I am going to vote, and the Democratic majority will vote to cut off funding to Trump's Iran war. A war is for no useful purpose. It's already done damage that will never be undone, unfortunately, and that is control of the Strait of Hormuz, which Iran now knows it can control, which it didn't know before. And that won't change. Trump's done enough damage. That is the cause of the affordability crisis, because not only does it hit you at the pump, everything that comes to us that we buy in stores, consumer goods, usually comes on a truck. Those prices of driving the trucks are up. Consumer goods are up, and that's the number one reason for the affordability crisis. All traced to the Iran war, which we don't need. Now, I've only got a couple of minutes. I probably exceeded a couple of minutes. Thank you all very much from 5th District. This is in the 5th District, right here. Thank you.
Y'all know that the preachers is all that. All right, y'all. We got a few more people. I appreciate you all being patient with us. We'll wrap our cheer back up really, really soon. We have somebody from Jamie Davis' team. They have a very important message for you, so please listen very clearly. All right.